have a guest who says there's a lot of opportunity in tech. Dan Ives is Managing Director of Equity Research at Wedbush Securities. He expects a 5 to 7% move to the upside in tech going into the year end or year beginning here. Other than Apple, which stocks in particular do you think could make that move?
I think it's semi-stocks. I mean, if I go back to Friday, that was a seminal moment in terms of a green light for tech, not just Apple, but names like Qualcomm, Intel, AMD, because right now we go into a super cycle in terms of Apple, but then ultimately from a semi perspective, this was the only thing that was going to stop the train in terms of the tariff issue. And that cleared right now. You're seeing a risk-on trade going to year-end in 2020.
And you think that's worth about 5 to 7% for the sector as a whole, just simply getting this clarity on trade, even though the market had probably priced in getting no further escalation in the very least?
I think some of it, but ultimately Friday, that was sort of the Fort Sumner moment. Because if there was any sort of tariff right there, that was the gut punch to tech, to semis, supply chain, and Apple specifically. I think right now, I think 5 to 7% is just starters. I mean, we're much more bullish on tech. I mean, Apple, I continue to think a super cycle. We could see a $350 plus stock. I look at cloud in terms of Microsoft. And ultimately, I think it's just a start right here going into really a renaissance of growth.
But can you see Tony's point when he says you got to be selective, that there's risk here?
No doubt, but it's just like many were skeptical on Lamar Jackson 2 years ago. Look at what's happened there in terms of him. And I think there's going to be caution from a valuation perspective. I just continue to view the fundamentals. The math doesn't lie in terms of semis and as well as tech stocks. And that's why right now we're not cautious. There's isolated areas of caution. But if I look at tech right now, I think we're going to a super cycle, 5G. We continue to want to overweight it.
Even without real resolution on a long-term trade deal, the fact that this could re-erupt next year and we see tensions intensify.
No doubt that that's a long-term risk as well as antitrust, but at least for now, I'm talking the next 6 to 9 months, you're going to see a lot of these stocks re-rate in front of that, and that's why you could have some yellow flags in there, but ultimately right now, it's an all-clear green light in terms of tech, and I think numbers go up higher, valuations continue to re-rate, and I think what you're seeing today, more and more investors have to put on risk going into year-end in 2020.
What do you make of the kind of slightly more bullish sentiment people are throwing towards Tesla at the moment?
Look, no doubt right now, I mean, if you look at just the underlying production numbers that could come out of China and demand as well as in Europe, and I'll be the first one to say, you got to give all the credit to Musk and Tesla. They proved many wrong, including us, that there was a near-term issue. And I think right now you're seeing the shorts go into hibernation mode until they could prove that there's another issue. But for right now, I think you'll see this stock continue to go up in a short squeeze.